Welcome to Small Addictions RC YouTube page. We have a great unveiling for you today. We're going to do an unboxing of the 22S Sprint by Losi. I'm Brian, I work in shipping.
I'm Eric, I work in sales. I'm also a racer.
And say we both are race enthusiasts on the full scale level and on the scale level. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get into this new product by Losi. Eric, if you want to dig into it.
I see tape here. Tape there. My fingers here.
While we're waiting for Eric to dig into this, we'll go over some of the things about this. This car will be released on the 27th. It has a lot of great scale features we're going to go over, both for the racer and for the scale enthusiast. I'll hold the box for him. Got all kinds of goodies coming out with it. Looks like we got some decals, another box inside a box. Wow, it is sharp.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah. Already, I mean, it's a solid looking machine. A lot of scale detail.
Oh, I like that blue. That's really nice. The metallic in it?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I didn't notice that before.
Ooh. Eric is just cutting off the zip ties holding in the axles. Get this thing out. Looks like we got mud covers on the right side.
And why is that, Brian?
Well, you run up on the dirt, you're always turning left, mud's flying to the right, you get up on that berm and you throw off your wheel balance by getting mud in there.
And I suppose if you got your left side in the berm, you're kind of in a bad position anyways, aren't you?
Unless you're hooking it right.
Unless you're driving in Australia.
I see a lot of good detail in this. Looks like we got the mirror chrome headers. I do see on the left side.
Chrome.
Yeah, I guess they are black chrome.
Yeah,
I guess
same color.
On the left side, you got a Pitman arm with the scale-looking radius arm for your steering. Aluminum shocks. The one thing I noticed some of the Losi vehicles that they didn't, or Losi videos that they didn't cover, was there is adjustment points in the wing. The wing is adjustable.
You can move it forward and back 3 spots by the looks of it. The front seems to be stationary, but sturdy, real sturdy.
It's got good rebound. I did go ahead and look into the shocks. It looks like Losi went with the TLR G3 shocks. In the front, they're running a 1.6 2-hole piston. In the rear, they're running a 1.7. 30 weight oil in the front, 35 weight oil in the rear. Let's take the top off.
All right, real easy to use. Pulls right off like that, makes it super easy to work on. So a lot of your sprint cars, your aftermarket sprint cars, you got to either take the bolts out or you got to use aftermarket cage system for your car. I like this because it drops right in. It's still sturdy.
It's a very sturdy body, that's for sure. They are offering a lighter body though through ProLine.
That's going to be real popular.
Yeah, that'll be real popular with your racer. We're primarily going to be looking at this from a racer standpoint. We do plan on running this car and another car, mine as well. This one's Eric's, weekly at a local track nearby, Colesville RC. So we probably will be making upgrades to this. We are going to try it after this as box stock. It's running a 45 amp ESC and a 3300 kV motor. Spectrum did come out with a new servo for this vehicle. So we'll see how it performs stock. And then we'll take, we plan on upgrading these cars throughout the season to see what it can be to be competitive on a regular racing basis against your other aftermarket buggy style sprint cars that are currently out racing.
So one thing we will have to change is the motor in the ESC to race to keep it conform to the rules. But that's going to be both of us. He's going to run a 17.5. I'm going to possibly run a 13.5 motor to stay within the rules. Other than that, the first time or two at the track, it's going to be as you see it. Maybe some tire prep, that's it. And then after that, we're kind of going to decide on where we want to go from there, see what we want to change on the car. Because you don't know what's wrong with it until you try it.
So he's going to make some changes. I may make other changes and compare notes. We'll try not to do the exact same changes on both vehicles. And we're going to have some fun with it. And that's really the idea behind this car. It is supposed to be a fun racing sprint car. If you wanted to just take it out as a basher in the backyard and do your own circle, your own oval with your kid, run it as is. If you want to go racing with it, follow us on this channel, and we'll give you some tips and ideas and tell you what worked for us and what didn't work for us. We're going to go from here out onto the track and do some filming out there to see what it does. One of the things that's nice about Small Addictions RC is we can go out on the track and test it. So we'll be right back with you.
And one other thing, if you're going to be taking it in your backyard and playing with it in your own track, the body in the cage is very durable looking. It's made of the same material that they put on the Pro Moto, so it's going to flex. I've seen that plastic take a lot of beating. I haven't seen too much breakage of it, so it's going to be real sturdy for if you do want to just take it out in the backyard and have fun with it.
And if you want to take the wing off, you can take the wing off and run it as a wingless Sprint. Very popular as well option. It does come with the standard tires, standard compound. You can get the soft compound. Probably more desirable for your racer versus your backyard guy is going to want the standard for longer use.
But these are, even the hard tires feel kind of supple.
They're not bad.
hard. They're a medium soft,
especially once this foam gets broke in a little bit. I think you're going to be in good shape.
Yep.
So the one thing I wanted to cover also, that this car does come in green, blue, and red. They run at $349.99 for the blue and the green, and $399.99 for the one in red that comes with a battery and a small charger, which is great for your backyard racing or first-time racer. Anyone who wants to race something more competitive. It's a 30C battery, probably not going to be the way you want to go, but if you're new, it's a great place to start.
It'll get you on the track.
Right. The one thing I wanted to look at is on the right side. Like any sprint car, we already talked on this a little bit, it does have the mud cover. And the left side, it doesn't. I was really curious if the rims were identical, because there's no screw holes in our left side as there's the right, so we're gonna pull one off. I'm gonna try not to strip any of Little E's screws out here.
It's a good driver, it should be fine.
So, as I thought it would be, the rim is definitely different on the right side and the left. So we'll have to look to see how Losi is selling the rims, if it's a package of two, of right and left, or right and lefts. I would assume it'd be a right and a left in a kit. But you can see here, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but there is 3 small 1.5 hex screws in there. And I think with that, anything else we need to cover before we hit the track, Eric?
No, let's go hit the track, see what happens.
All right, see you then. All right, we're back from the track. We had some good luck with the car. I'm actually going to turn this over to Eric since he was the one running it. What'd you think, Eric?
Honestly, not that bad overall. It's a high bite track, so the tires are completely wrong for the circumstances, but it still did all right. The back stayed really planted. Going into the corners, I wanted to push a little bit, but that's also probably because of the tires.
I say we also have no real setup in it.
Yeah, there's no, like,
We
this
haven't really
was out of the
tested.
box. I adjusted some of the spring height on the shocks. That was it.
I say I saw you let some of the other racers here try it. There's a big race going on run by Jim. The what's the name of that race?
The March Madness.
But so they were kind enough to let us kind of join in their practice and have a little fun. And they, I believe, we had a good reception on the car.
Yeah.
Obviously, right now out of the box, it's not going to keep up with your aftermarket buggies, but it has potential. I think Eric and I could have some fun this summer and gain some ground.
Yeah, I definitely think some minor adjustments. Also, the motor's a big factor. Getting that Tekin 13.5 or a 17.5 boosted in there will make a big difference in power. Correct tires for the track is going to make the biggest difference. The track I'm going to be running this in, I do believe these tires are going to work really well, so see what happens there. Got a few months or a couple of weeks left before we start running outside. Once we do that, then we'll have a better idea how this really is going to do.
I don't think anyone really knows where this car is going to fit in yet, whether it's going to be its own class, whether it's going to run in with the your buggies or not. I know Eric and myself plan on running right in with the Custom Works and the GFRPs just to see if we can make ground.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see where it ends up.
Either way, I'm going to have fun. So.
Exactly. Again, thanks to Jim for letting us out on the track during his time. Thanks to our boss, Chris Conrad, for letting us make this video. Please subscribe and like the video. Follow along. We'll be doing this all summer long. See you at the track.